The first stone for the reconstruction of the Third Temple has been laid, marking a significant step in fulfilling a Torah commandment. But here's the twist. The rebuilding location has shifted. These are no ordinary stones. They're meticulously prepared by Jewish hands to honor God's name. So where is the exact location of the Third Temple? Join us in this video as we explore the mystery behind the new location and the profound significance of this temple in Bible history and prophecy. In the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 27, it is mentioned, "He shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week, and for half of the week he shall put an end to sacrifice and offering." This verse speaks about a significant event and alludes to the importance of the Jewish temple. Let's break it down in simple words. The verse discusses a covenant, which is like a promise or agreement. The person mentioned is going to make a strong promise to many people for a specific period, symbolically called 1 week. Halfway through this week, something important related to sacrifices and offerings in the temple will happen. Now let's understand why the Jewish temple is crucial. The rebuilding of this temple is closely connected to Israel's restoration and the Messianic era. The temple is like the starting point of Jesus' kingdom, where he will rule the earth. It also signifies the defeat of Israel's enemies and their removal from the land. There have been 2 temples in Israel's history. The first one was built by King Solomon but was destroyed in 586 BC when Israel was exiled to Babylon. The second temple, known as Herod's Temple, was constructed between 538 to 515 BC and modified by Herod just before Jesus' birth. However, the Romans destroyed it in 70 AD, fulfilling Jesus' prophecy that not a stone would be left upon another. Since then, the Jewish temple hasn't been rebuilt. Instead, in 691 AD, the Dome of the Rock, a Muslim shrine, was built on the original Temple Mount. Later, a mosque called Al-Aqsa was constructed in 1033 AD. The belief is that the Jews will only rebuild the temple on the original Temple Mount and nowhere else. But that's not all. There are some obstacles also in rebuilding the Third Temple. As mentioned in Daniel, rebuilding the Jewish temple faces challenges due to existing Muslim structures on the Temple Mount. It is believed that the Third Temple will not be reconstructed until either the Muslim structures are demolished or Muslims relinquish sovereignty over the Temple Mount. The presence of Muslim constructions on the Temple Mount has to a large extent prevented the construction of the Third Temple. The belief is that the temple would likely have been built if these structures did not exist. This leads us to explore the possibilities and objections surrounding the recreation of the Third Temple. One common objection is rooted in the idea that Jesus' finished work on personal redemption doesn't necessitate a physical temple. It is argued that true Christianity does not require a physical temple. While this may be true, it is important to note that Jesus did not make the Jewish temple obsolete. The temple was never open to Gentiles or Christians. While Christianity may not require a temple, it doesn't imply that Jews do not need one. According to Ezekiel 40-48, during the millennium, Jews will minister to Christ in the temple for a national purpose, distinct from personal salvation. The millennial temple is envisioned to serve both religious and governmental purposes. Another objection revolves around the restoration of the temple, implying a return to biblical laws and sacrificial systems in the end times. The concern here is whether these sacrifices conflict with the Christian belief in turning to Christ. It is acknowledged that animal sacrifices will restart in the restored temple during the millennium. However, these sacrifices are not linked to personal salvation or following Christ. In Ezekiel 44, it is mentioned that there is a sin debt owed by national Israel for previous idolatry. As a form of punishment, Jews will be required to undertake religious services not required of Gentiles. This has no bearing on individual salvation. Further, the prospect of reconstructing the Third Temple faces another significant challenge, which indicates the situation amidst the current political unrest and conflicts over the governance of Jerusalem. The presence of Islamic structures on the Temple Mount complicates the situation, raising questions about how Jews could rebuild their temple amid these structures. The tensions have escalated to a point where war seems inevitable. The historical animosities are not dissipating. They are reaching a boiling point. The Jewish community is growing impatient, eager to restore full Jewish practices, while the neighboring nations, tired of waiting for the Jews to be eliminated, are ready to confront each other. Amid this volatile situation, the anticipation is that sacrifices on the Temple Mount will resume sooner or later, even if briefly. However, this action may lead to an invasion of Jerusalem. According to God's word, particularly in the end-time scenario outlined in the book of Daniel, a Jewish temple is expected to stand. Yet there is a dark twist to this prophecy. The Antichrist will defile the temple, leading to the expulsion of the Jewish people from the Temple Mount. Despite this adversity, the faithful will stand firm, refusing to worship the Antichrist. Jesus, in his Olivet discourse, affirmed Daniel's prophecy, referring to the desecration as an abomination of desolation that had not yet occurred. The ultimate hope lies when Messiah Jesus comes to Jerusalem and establishes his temple on the sacred land, from where he will rule the world. The unfolding events underscore the intricate interplay of geopolitical tensions and biblical prophecies, making the situation both complex and foretelling. Now comes the prophetic insights and location dilemmas. So as we continue our exploration, Zechariah chapter 6 verse 12 sheds light on the future temple, stating, "Behold the man whose name is the branch. From his place he shall branch out, and he shall build the temple of the Lord." This prophetic message highlights the role of the branch in constructing the temple. Additionally, Revelation chapter 11 verses 1 and 2 introduces a scene where the temple of God is measured, emphasizing its significance in divine plans. The location of the third temple poses a crucial question. Recent discoveries of ruins outside the walls of Jerusalem's Old City, specifically in an area referred to as Wadi Heloué by Palestinian Arabs and renamed the City of David by Israeli authorities, add complexity to this question. The ongoing excavations, dating back to the late 1800s, bring attention to the historical significance of this area. Notably, 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 9 mentions David dwelling in the stronghold and calling it the City of David. This biblical reference ties in with the present-day excavations, making the City of David one of Israel's most extensively studied archaeological sites. Revelation's imagery of measuring the temple and altar while excluding the outer court suggests a focus on the sacred aspects, emphasizing their significance. The reference to a 42-month period during which the Holy City will be trampled by nations adds a temporal dimension to these prophetic visions. In contemplating the future temple, these biblical passages provide intriguing glimpses into the divine plan. The ongoing archaeological endeavors, coupled with historical and prophetic insights, contribute to the intricate puzzle surrounding the location and significance of the Third Temple. Delving deeper into the narrative, the phrase "David built all around" in 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 9 sparks intrigue, especially considering recent discoveries. Archaeological findings reveal ruins of 5 interconnected urban sites dating back to around 1000 BC, aligning with the period of King David's reign. The identical design and details of these cities hint at evidence of a complex monarchy centered on a central stronghold believed to be associated with David. Some reports and videos claim new insights into the true location of the temple, pointing towards the City of David. Some researchers propose that King Solomon's original temple was situated in a cave, challenging the popularly assumed location. The ongoing exploration and discoveries contribute to the evolving understanding of historical sites. Crucially, when contemplating the restoration of the temple, the belief system of the Jewish community plays a pivotal role. There's a belief that the Dome of the Rock, a Muslim shrine, occupies the original temple location. According to the Temple Institute of Jerusalem, this is the Rock. Whether the temple was originally in a cave or not, the prevailing belief of the Jewish community will guide the selection of the temple's location. A critical aspect is the future of the Dome of the Rock. While some suggest the coexistence of a Jewish temple alongside it, the prevailing view among Jewish leaders is that the Dome of the Rock must be removed for the Third Temple to be rebuilt. Well, we need to know that the Dome of the Rock is not a mosque, but an Islamic building, adding a layer of complexity to the discussions surrounding the future of these sacred spaces. The dynamic interplay of historical evidence, religious beliefs, and geopolitical considerations shapes the ongoing dialogue about the future of the Third Temple. So what do you think of the new location of the Third Temple rebuilding? Comment below and subscribe for more.